Hi guys, welcome back to Missy's Imaginings. Last video I did, we went through the process of making your own doll stand. It's a cheap, easy way to make one. They end up being about $1.25, as I said in the other videos. So if you want to go look up the process for that, you can check it out. What I wanted to go over today is I had a lot of questions on both not just the video, but in different Facebook groups about making a stand for a bigger, heavier doll. So obviously this doll is 18 inches tall and she's plastic, so she's not very heavy, which the stand is perfect for her. So a lot of people have the larger SD dolls and wondered about the difference in the height and the weight. So I thought I'm going to try making a taller one. Of course, if I'm doing a taller doll, their feet are going to be, farther apart. It's just going to need more of a substantial counter weight from the base to the weight of the doll. I hope that makes sense, in order to support the doll. So what I did is I thought I need a base that's bigger than a CD. So I found, and I'm always thinking, what can you do with things that you would already have? And so I thought, you know what, I have a saucer, just a teacup saucer that is bigger around than the CD, and so that gives me more dimension there for the base. So what I did is I still want this plastic to support the tightening of the rod against the bolt that's going to go in the bottom. So I still want this stiffness. So what I did is I traced cardboard around the saucer, but then I went ahead and placed my CD on that, and then I cut that hole out so that this is going to fit inside here. I will glue that on top of the cardboard, and then I will also have this one will have the washer hole cut out, just like in the other video. I'll do the exact same steps, but that way I've got the extra width around the CD that would be my top layer that will go on like this. So all the steps will be the same. I just went ahead and added that extra amount around the CD so that when I'm done, my base is going to be bigger around than these bases, just so that it would have more room for the feet. And then I also, of course, made the rod taller so that it will have the extra height. On this pipe, the little wording starts to show because it's just PVC pipe. So what I also am doing is I cut a piece of the contact paper, not just for the base, but also I'm going to cover the rod so that it will be a pretty color and it will match, so everything will match. And then I used this time a stiffer wire hanger, and I used the entire length of the hanger, so that will give a lot more stability inside the tube. This wire, for some reason, also, it's not the coated hanger, and it seems to be a lot thicker. So hopefully the difference in the size of the base and the weight of the wire is going to be okay to support the larger dolls. I also thought, and I ran out of tape, but I thought I would try the method where instead of putting on the little tips, I just folded the wire over and taped around it with some electrical tape. All I had was black, because mine's going to be on the outside of clothing anyway for the guys. But if you don't want the black tape, you don't want to stain your dolls, I know that now you can get electrical tape and duct tape in all kinds of fancy colors and designs. So you can grab some white so that it won't stain if you just want to have that safety factor and not staining your dolls. But I thought I would try this just to see what the difference is in how I like it as compared to putting the little tips on. I think you can get different colored tips too as well, so if you find some white ones and you want to use those, then that would be great. And I did put a note in the video that I did decide when I'm gluing these tips on, I like the Gorilla Glue better than the tacky glue, because this will expand as it dries and it kind of fills up the hollowness of those little tips and helps them to stay a little bit better than the tacky glue did. So all the steps will be the same as in the other video, like I say, except I've added to the dimensions of the CD, and I use just a regular wire that's heavier, use the full length of the hanger, and then I'm going to color the tubing so that it'll be nice and pretty when it's done. So I will go ahead and put that together using the same steps, and check back in with you at the end of this video to let you see what it looked like. Also, I ran out of the bigger washers, but I found some in my toolbox that are big enough to cover the hole in the CD, so I can still put this together, and so we can see if it'll work for the bigger dolls. So this is an experiment in progress, just to see if we can help you out, those of you who have larger dolls and want to see if it'll work. So we'll put that together, and then we're going to go ahead and cut to the video. I got a new doll. I found her on eBay. I was so tickled. She was really inexpensive. It's a Miro doll, and so I did a box opening, but I think my daughter corrected me and said I'm supposed to call it an unboxing. So either way, if it's box opening or unboxing, if you want to see her, then we'll go ahead and move over to that process, and then when that's done, then I'll show you what she looks like once I changed her eyes and put a wig on her. And I wanted to see if the light blue gown that was for the Resin Soul Me, if it would fit on her. I got it on her. It's not quite a good fit because it's made for that slimmer doll, but we got it on her so that you'll be able to see what she looks like. So I'll bring her also at the end of the unboxing so you can see what it looks like once she's been restrung and wired. So I'll put this together and we'll go to the box unboxing, and then I'll catch you at the end. See you then. Okay, so I got a package. Dun, dun, dun. So we went to town today. My mom and dad got really awesome Christmas cards made. Right, Mom? Yes. And then the package was on the porch, so I have a project package. So we're going to open it. I watch all these on YouTube all the time, and I've never actually done one where I show the actual box. I did a box opening video with the Doctor Who doll, but he wasn't put together. So I don't know if this gal's going to be put together or not. We'll see. I bought her and she does need restringing. I think she'll probably be a project and then find a new home.
Unboxings usually don't take this long.
I know. Probably. I'll probably have to speed up the camera at some point. I don't know.
The realities
of
YouTube.
Okay. My daughter's manning the camera for me. Thank you, Savannah.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a Miro doll. I don't remember her name. I'll look it up and let's see. Am I centered?
Yeah,
so
I was kind of cutting off your head.
I'll look up her name and I'll put it right there. There we go. Okay. Okay, I got stuff in here. Oh, she comes with a little pillow. Look at that. Okay. Don't look, there's dolly nudity. Don't look, she's all around. Okay. We'll move the box.
Do you know how to censor yet?
But I want her to lay comfortably on her pillow, so there we go. Okay. So don't look, Grandpa. Dolly nudity.
I'm excited.
I know. And she does need to be restrung. And it's a tan or chocolate skin, coffee skin. I don't know. I'll have to look at the listing. So she has dark skin. And the listing said she started to gray a little bit. But I thought, that's all right. That's all right.
Where did you get this?
Off eBay. But she has, oh, she has a pretty face. Gold eyes. I'll change her eyes. So here. I know. I'll have to hide her bosoms. Can't show off her bosoms.
Oh.
Rats, right? I need something to cover up. Do you have a washcloth?
Oh my God!
Use
the
a turtle.
Oh,
Use the turtle.
Put a turtle on the top of her. Here, hold the turtle. She's just like a giant Barbie doll. So, okay, here we go. But she looks like she's in really good condition.
Do you want me to get closer to
Okay.
She's in good shape.
nice figure. And this is what's funny. A lot of people zoom in on her fingers. Now, are they blurry? A lot of people don't like Miro doll because they say their hands are very masculine. But I think she has real pretty hands and very little dainty fingers.
Oh, here's one.
There.
You gonna make clothes for her?
Yeah. I'll put an outfit on her, and she already has a face up. So there you go. You want to get her face? There we go.
I could zoom in.
Yeah.
How do I zoom in?
She has a pretty face.
Ah.
This one is actually a single jointed knee. It looks like, yeah, these are a single joint on the knee.
Well, she's
Some of them are double jointed, where the peanut comes out, but that looks like that's just a fused single joint. But the elbows are, see, they're a double jointed elbow. So there we go. So yeah, she looks pretty. I like her. So we'll put a new outfit on her and a wig, and I'm not sure. I like her face.
I do too.
I am sure I like her face. I'm not sure that I'll redo her face because I do like her face.
I think
paint.
she could have bigger brows. Have more of a bold brow.
Give her a bolder brow.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I like her. So I'm very happy with that. And yeah, she needs a little restringing. She's a little floppy, but I'll restring her and wire her. So you take wire and take the wire up the leg and across the hip and down the other leg, and then across one arm and across the shoulders, and then they hold poses better. So I'll rewire her. So I have strings and wires at home. So there we go, and she's not indecent there. So yeah, I like her. And the graying isn't horrible. There's a little bit of a fade, but that's all right. I don't
Kind
mind
of
it
on
at
the
all.
side of her foot.
Yeah. So a lot of that we can fix just with some body blushing and chalk. We can adjust that, but usually that's in socks and shoes anyway. So yeah, so I'm getting ideas of what I want her to wear. So next we'll be making a gown. So there we go. We did a box opening and
An
officially
unboxing.
Sorry. We did an unboxing and I really like her. So yeah, she was safe and sound today on the porch. And yeah, so we'll turn her
Oh, you
into
have
a
stuff on your
character.
sweater.
Do I have stuff? Oh, here we go. It was an exciting box opening. I've got paper everywhere. So there we go. Okay, so I got the new stand done with the Resin Soul 70 centimeter guy. He's not as heavy as some of the other big guys, I realize, but he is heavier than all the girls I have because he's just so much taller. And he is kind of a floppy body style just because he's so long. And I do have him wired, which kind of helps with the stability of his knees and everything. I could get him to stand on this stand. It is kind of floppy and it was a lot of balancing to get him to stand. I don't know that I would trust this size of a PVC pipe. I think if I was going to do anything, you know, more permanent, I would use a bigger pipe that's stiffer and then maybe take this smaller one and shim inside of the bigger pipe, just because this one is still pretty loose and floppy. So I'm going to go ahead and wiggle him so you can see he does tend to want to rock on this stand. So, and his shoes are a little big and so his feet kind of slide in them. But it does work. It can work just to add that little bit of like a third stand with his two legs, so that if you have a bigger doll that will stand on his own but you want to add a little bit more support, it would probably be okay than just that. But anyway, I covered the stand, and so wrapping the pipe I think helped. There's I cut the contact paper about this wide, the length of the stand, and then wrapped it just until it was gone. So it does give a little bit of extra support. Just having that wrapped makes it a little, you know, it's kind of like binding it up a little bit. And so it does help, and he can stand. I don't know that I would trust it as a permanent thing, but I will use the stand since I went ahead and made it. But he is kind of wobbly there because he's kind of a floppy doll. See how he kind of flops easily. So if you have somebody who's, and he could be strung a little tighter probably, and that might help. But if you have somebody who's strung a little tighter and stands pretty well on their own, then it might be something you could try. But as you can see, he's pretty floppy. So anyway, I got the stand done, and that way you can see it when it's finished. So yeah, and then I'm not sure that I like this wrapping method. I think I would prefer just to have the little tips on the end, so I'll probably try to pinch these a little bit more and add the little tips on the end. I think I like that better. So anyhow, this is how it ended up. It is a lot stiffer in the wires than these. These are not quite as heavy duty. So, but that's what it looks like when it's all finished. So I covered the pipe and the stand, and there we go. But like I say, I don't know how trustworthy I would find that for a larger doll, but that way you could see it work. Then I will show you the Miro doll. So she's all put together, and I got her wig on, her new eyes, and yeah, I really like her. I was thinking she might be a project doll, but once I got her wig on and put her new purple eyes in, I thought, oh, I think I'm going to have to keep her. I really like her face, and yeah, I thought she turned out really pretty. The eyes she came with were the gold and brown, which it looked okay, but I just wanted something a little more dramatic, so I gave her the purple eyes, and I really like how she looks. So there we go. So she's all fixed up and ready to keep. I did wire her arms and legs, so they're a little more stable, and so she can hold a pose a little bit better. And I was surprised that she has a single jointed knee. The other Miro doll body I had before had a double jointed knee, so that was interesting. So I decided to go ahead and test the new stand on this doll. She's not quite as tall, obviously, as the Resin Soul. He's quite a bit taller, so we'll put him next to her. So I don't know if that'll show in the top of the camera. He's a good head taller than her, but on the normal SD size, if you're looking at about a 60 centimeter or so rather than the 70 and higher, the stand worked really good. With that stand, with this size of a doll, it stands great. So if you're just looking to do like a regular SD size, lengthening that stand, making that base a little bit bigger, worked really well. So on the bigger guys, it might be a little floppy still, but on her size, she's standing really well. And yeah, so I will definitely keep that stand, and even with rocking her around, she stands. So in moving it around, she's doing great. So it's a good stand for this size, and let's see, we'll measure her. She is the 60 centimeter, and so it works great for her. So there you go. So you guys have a great Thanksgiving, and I'll probably do a little blip at some point so I can do the winners. I'm not sure how I will edit all of this together, all these bits and pieces, but there you go. See you next time. Bye.